take a minute. What's going on, Ty? Ace. Where you go by? Gino? Gino, we ain't never met before, but we talk. A lot of people in trucking, you're not necessarily always gonna meet, but you'll speak with them through the headset. So that's not an uncommon thing. Like the insurance company owner we had last month, you probably never gonna meet an insurance company owner, to be quite honest. But both of these individuals own trucks, and ladies first, you want to stop the tire. Calm down, man. You want to sit over here? Sit down, sit in the middle so she can be by me.
I ain't nervous. I'm good.
What year did you get your CDL?
I got my CDO in 2017.
All right, hey y'all, we starting up. We got, or even close the doors. How long was it between the time you got your CDL and the time you got your first truck?
About like 2 years.
And how much did it cost you?
You talking about how much the whole truck cost, period, or
The truck.
what I put down? My first truck was $65,000, and I put down $10,000.
And 60,000, you put down 10,000. And how long you had your CDL? What year you got it?
I got my license in 2019, April 4th. I bought my first truck, April the 24th of 2019. I spent 30 grand on my first truck.
Was that a cash truck or you financed
Cash.
All right, so she got a $65,000 truck. She put 10 grand down on. He got a what, $30,000 truck. He paid cash for it, just like the other day that we had earlier. Now, what's some of the challenges you faced as far as in trucking?
Information.
Really? And
In the
today,
beginning.
what year did you got your first truck?
2019. Information. Before I hooked up with you, I found it hard to get information. For some reason, people find certain individuals intimidating, so they don't give you the information that you need. That's probable for your existence. You know what I mean? For some reason, I just feel like trucking is an industry that you can never really monopolize. It's so many products that need to be moved from one place to another. No one person will ever have enough equipment to monopolize the market. So I felt like, why won't you just give me the information? Instead, just like when Bill was saying, people use you as a step to make money off of. So I was asking for information and I couldn't get what I needed. So naturally, I'm an entrepreneur, just like Bill. I come from a different avenue, but I also went to school, so I analyze everything I do.
What you went to school for?
I got a degree in computer information systems and science.
Okay, so that's just like Dave we had speaking earlier.
And that was that was by chance. I just came from an environment where I had somebody pushing me towards my potential and let me know what it was. And she let me know, my aunt let me know, like, look, no matter what you choose to do in life, you're gonna need an option. So if you go to school and get a degree, no matter what you choose to do, you always gonna have an option.
Right.
And I did. I went to school. It was the best thing that ever happened to me because it diversified my lifestyle, period. And it also helped me later because once I got into trucks and I couldn't find the information, I ended up seeing somebody sent me a post with Sean on it one day and he was speaking about the industry. As soon as I tapped into his page, he responded to me instantly. It wasn't I didn't have to wait. He gave me a number, and any question that I had, I was blowing his phone up. Hey, Sean, I need this information for this. Call this person. I need this for that. Call that person. And I found my way.
What you mean when you say school diversified your person?
School diversified my ability to do business. I was always good at money, getting money. That was never a problem. But going to school and sitting in some of those classes, I really learned some stuff. I learned that you always have to know what your expenses are whenever you generating revenue because that's your actual profit margin.
Right.
You can gross all the money you want to gross. That's probably why we in the situation we in today in the trucking industry is because individuals think that, oh, I made $8,000 this week. No, you didn't. You grossed $8 grand this week. But what are your expenses? Because after you deduct your expenses, that was your profit margin for the week. Right. And they don't know that. So a lot of times they taking these loads off the load board or whatever the case may be. And they, oh, I made $6,000 this week. Yeah, all right. Well, the fuel skyrocketed high, bro. you spent $4,000 in fuel probably. So you only made $2,000, $2,500 after the smoke cleared. So when I start paying attention, analytic, like I said, I just do numbers all day long. If it makes sense, I go for it. So I learned with any business, you have to know what your expenses are. You have to weigh that times whatever your gross is. And if you satisfied with the profit margin, then go for it. And I learned the hard way. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say I learned the hard way, but it just took me, I had to fight for it. But once I tapped into the right core of people, I found my way. And it became a very profitable endeavor for me. I maintained my relationship with Sean. I know Bill, I know Brandon, I met Ty, and we all communicate. Even outside of this, it's funny that I walked in here and seen him because it's like, damn, I mean, we all friends, but we ain't know that we was all gonna end up here, but.
Nah, and then, and so this whole thing about relationships. So as time go on, y'all gonna be bumping shoulders with each other. And you see how we talking time flying like that. Y'all gonna be seeing each other in the port, and at truck stops, and around Baltimore City, and in nightclubs and restaurants. You may have a mechanic that she needs. She may have somebody that specializes in electrical stuff with your truck. Or somebody may have a load they can't cover, or somebody may need a driver. You may need to get hired as a driver. Your truck could break down, or you may need to go work for somebody for a little bit until your truck get out the shop. Stuff like that happens a lot. And like Bill was talking about, feeling like it's the end of the world, don't quit, because if you keep on pushing forward and iron out the issues, you'll bounce back. Trucking always got some sort of cash flowing through it. It's not like you'll never have a zero unless you haven't drove. It's always going to be some money coming in that's paying higher than it would pay you at a job. What you make at a job a week, there's going to be at least one day out the week that one of those loads paid that same as that or more than you would made a whole week laboring in corporate somewhere. And what about you, Ty? What you was doing before trucking and why you chose trucking?
I was doing corrections before.
You gotta speak up a little bit.
You picking?
Nah, you got the thing. I already think I hear you in the back.
I was doing corrections before I started trucking. I got hurt, never went back, and then I ran into Sean through a lawyer, and then ever since then I started trucking. I never turned back.
You wasn't trucking before then?
No.
You didn't have a CDL before then?
Nope. I didn't have a CDL.
How did you get your CDL?
And the time between me when
What school?
I went to Allstate.
Okay.
So in the time between me leaving corrections, I went to Allstate, and that's how I got my license.
Oh, what's your take on trucking since you've been doing it versus having a job that pays you a check?
Trucking is more freedom. You meet a lot of more people, whereas though when you're in a work situation, it's like you're closed in. So you grow more and you meet a lot of more people. It's to me, I think it's better.
What about income wise?
You can control your income. You don't have nobody controlling how much you make and what you can and cannot do, and you're constantly learning. Whereas though I feel like if you're at a job, it's a cap that they leave you on.
So you believe you make more trucking? Would you go back to doing what you was doing before you got into trucking and leave trucking?
I wouldn't go back.
And what about you?
No.
I want to know your take on drivers. You own multiple trucks, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
So I want them. I gotta keep drilling this. What's your take on drivers?
I have had the opportunity to experience both sides of drivers, and what I mean by that is I've had some really good, consistent drivers that have learned, know the way, know what to do. I don't have to babysit them. I can give them access to the information they need so that they can just do it on their own. I don't gotta babysit them. I have also had some drivers that I gotta damn near hold their hand through the whole day, and it's a headache. So sometimes in this trucking game, you're gonna have a high turnover rate as far as drivers are concerned. You get a good driver and you groom them, hold on to them, you know.
And side note on that, most of the time when you find somebody that's a real workhorse, unless they on drugs of some sort, they working real hard so they can buy a truck. So as soon as they get enough money to buy a truck, they gone.
But And the but to that is sometimes everybody doesn't want the responsibility of being the owner. And a lot of times people don't know what the responsibility is of ownership. I had a partner recently that left this year, and he's out of business now. And when he got into the game, he saw the flow of cash.
Out of business?
He out of business now. He saw the flow of cash, and I guess he felt like, oh, I can do this too. So I kept saying, I was like, just ask the questions you need to know so you can learn the game before you jump out there and do it on your own. So I had him leased on to my company. And he brought one truck. That truck was going well.
He was driving it?
No, he wasn't driving it. His cousin was driving it. But me and his cousin was friends. His cousin was already in the game, so I told them that they could leave. They was with JB Hunt. Y'all can leave with JB Hunt. You can lease on to my company. This is how it's gonna work. Just give me 10. I take 10% for letting you run under my company. You can manage your own truck. You can do your own thing.
Which, for the record, is fair. That's more than fair for a friend. Most owner-operated situations is taking 25 to 30%.
Yeah. True. Yeah. And I felt like I felt the same way. I felt that this was fair, but I'm different. I am. I had multiple trucks. I don't rob Peter to pay Paul. I don't count nobody else's money. I never did, because I know even if I bottom out, and what I mean by bottom out is sometimes you can go from here to here. I know how to catch myself.
Right. So
when I catch myself, I know how to, even if I gotta crawl, I'm gonna get back. It's not how I can get back. It's just when, because I'm coming back. So I kept telling them, and I kept saying, because I kept hearing the conversation from other people, and I said, Shawnee, listen, man. Ask the questions that you need to know so that I can give you the proper guidance, because I've been where you are. I've been in a situation where I didn't have the information that I needed to be instantly
you probably
progressive.
thought you was trying to figure out where his head was at, whether he was trying to lead you or not.
I ain't care. Yeah. And clearly he knew I ain't care. For one, he's an accountant, so he's seen all the numbers. I don't care about how much money you got. I'm all right. You see what I'm saying? So, but in a nutshell, I could hear the conversation, and I didn't like it. And I would round all my guys up, take them out to eat, and we would talk. So one day he was like, the pandemic came, the numbers in the trucks was rising, and he just was so adamant on getting this third truck. And I kept saying, now is not the right time for you to get the truck. And he was like, why? I said, the numbers are so inflated that the truck prices are double.
Right.
I said, this balloon is gonna bust.
Mm-hmm. Which
it's gonna bust. When it busts, don't be the person that purchased at this high amount. Now your truck's not worth what it is. I mean, what it will be, and you stuck with that note because the game changes.
Side note: now and moving forward is the time to buy. Fuel prices coming down, truck prices coming down. Go ahead. So they're going back to normal.
He said, "What, you don't want me to be just as big as you?" And what I said was. I never been the one to discredit or deter anybody from doing anything, but what I'm trying to help you understand is there's a lot more knowledge you need before you jump out here and do it on your own. You don't know the responsibilities. Lo and behold, I just gave him the ropes. I gave him the same information he gave me. Listen, file for your own authority, get your own DOT, your DOT number first, then get your MC number. Once you get your MC number, you have to apply for your insurance in order for your authority to be active. You need your BOC3, your MCS 150. I gave them the whole rundown and kind of like turned them loose. Hey, look, whatever information y'all need, and I had to tell his cousin, whatever y'all need, call me. Because I'm not one of those type of people. I'm happy for you. I want to see you flourish. What happened? They was maxing out credit cards, start going left, and then you calling, and I reminded him. I said, well, you was just as big as me. What happened? You know what I mean? He was like, I didn't know. He said, I ain't know. I said, this is what I was trying to teach you. You saw my profit and loss statement. You did the numbers. Why didn't you just ask what this was from? You saw what I needed whenever trucks would break down, how I would deal with situations, how much repairs would cost in given situations. Why didn't you prepare for that before you just jumped out there and got these trucks? Now, he bought a truck. He damn near, by the time he financed it, he spent over $100,000 for a truck that probably wasn't even worth 40 grand. And I told him not to buy it, but he took it as me hating. But I was just being honest. Now, bro, is just not the time. work with what you have. Let's wait until the industry changed, because it's going. And at the time, the industry wasn't that bad, but it was on the downslope. It was coming. I foresaw the future, bro. Just chill, because you might have to pop one of them. It's just not going in our favor right now.
Which is not a problem. Those times come.
They come.
And sometimes you up, sometimes you down. You can take a major hit, especially when maintenance start coming up. What's your take on maintenance?
I'm getting ready to tell them a real life
Let
situation now.
Go.
Maintenance. I want to say December. I had to scrounge up. I gotta give him the number.
What?
I had to scrounge up $20,000 cash. Insurance. This was just December, January.
For maintenance?
For insurance.
Okay,
DEF,
everything all at the same time.
All at the same time, and I'm like losing my mind. I was depressed. I ain't had no help. I was sick.
That's why I was trying to drill in that with bills, because it be times where shit get rough, but if you keep on going, you get through it. You get over the hump. What?
I had to before I had to get all so I scrounged up all the money. Whole time I got the $20,000. The insurance I was with, I got a new insurance. I didn't need that money. So I'm like, all right, I got a break. Then turned around, got in the truck, and my DEF went up. So I had to turn around and find the right mechanic and get that fixed.
Side note, which is why I highly suggest not getting newer trucks that have DEF, because it causes a whole lot of unnecessary issues.
I spent $24,000. And I had a warranty on my truck. I bought a truck from Penske. I had a warranty on it. Every time I turned around, the DPF light was coming on, and the insurance was covering their half, but I still had to pay. It was things that they weren't paying. In 1 year's time, I spent $24 grand on a truck getting it fixed. That I should, But my other trucks without the DPF, they run like tanks. As long as the key to survival in the trucking game is discipline. When I say discipline, you gotta learn how to manage your money. If you are not good with money, you're gonna fail.
That's what Dave talked about earlier, the two pains, the pain of discipline and the pain of right.
I just had a situation, some jerk pinched my blow by tube. For the life of me, I don't understand why stuff happens. I had somebody set one of my trucks on fire.
Set it on fire.
Set my truck on fire, and in the same place that they set my truck on fire, somebody pinched my blow by tube, which caused my turbo to blow. My turbo blew. I got
you parking somewhere somebody else parked?
Yeah. It's a bunch of trucks down there, and I don't understand why they fool with mine, because I'm not even a confrontational individual. I'm off of Liberty Heights.
Okay.
I'm not a confrontational individual. I'm highly social. I'm always up spirited. So for the life of me, I'm like, why somebody doing this to my stuff? You know what I mean? I don't bother nobody. Even if somebody is in need, if I can help them, I'm willing to sacrifice whatever I need to help somebody else out. But it is what it is. Sometimes you just gotta take it how it comes. You know what I mean? So they pinched my blow by tube. My turbo blew. It right now my truck is in New Hampshire. I got a bill right now of $13,000. I gotta replace the whole. I gotta replace the turbo. It shot so much oil through the system. I gotta replace the whole. I can't even think right now. What's the name of it, Sean? The exhaust system. I gotta replace the whole exhaust system because I had mufflers on both sides of my stack. They full of oil. I wanted them to take the mufflers out and put straight pipes in there, but they had to be fabricated. It would have been a custom job. So he was like, for what you gonna spend for this? You might as well just replace the stacks. He was like, I can't take it apart and clean it out because it's just so much oil everywhere. All right, cool. Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. It's either get the truck fixed or leave it there. You see what I'm saying? And it doesn't make sense now that I got it broke down and taken apart to put it back together and tow it back home and get somebody else to do it, because now I got to pay somebody to do the job twice. However, long story short, if I didn't save my money or if I wasn't prepared, I would have been up the creek. You see what I'm saying? And I've spent countless amounts of money. It is no doubt with him since 2019 to where we are now. I know if I look at my taxes, I know I done spent probably $200,000, $250 in maintenance, period.
And we gotta let her finish. But one thing they told us about last month is if you get that tow package in your insurance, if you within the mileage, it pays because you probably could have got somebody home to burn all that shit out of there. Them shops not gonna do it. What were you saying about your maintenance? You was at the 20,000.
20,000.
You got the new insurance.
I got the new insurance. I had to put down $3,500 for the new insurance. And then I caught up all my other bills, turned around, and then had to deal with maintenance all over again. So, almost, I maxed out one credit card too. So it's, yeah, I think I maxed out one credit card.
So one of the things y'all hear them talking about maintenance. All right, maintenance bills can go up if you're not on top of it. If y'all was here on the first class, and I taught y'all about having the different accounts, the fuel and maintenance cards, the charge accounts at parts stores, and having accounts with mechanic shops. Stay distracted, man. What's going on, bro?
No, bro, I just trying to get up there before it was over for check you out.
Nah, you cool. We about to eat and then we're gonna have the broker come in. Y'all got any questions for them? Cause we about to eat and then we're gonna come back in at 4. Y'all restless.
I'm just looking for. I came to get information. But
You drove with me before.
yeah, that's what
I
I was just
trained
trying
you
to.
how to
Yes,
drive.
yes. I had my license.
You got it.
I got my
That's
license.
what's up. You look different. You ain't got your driving.
My
tools on.
driving stuff on. I'm looking to work. I work with Schneider. I came to a network to find a job. I worked with Schneider. Left out. Then
You
I
been
went.
here all day?
It's 11.
He hired drivers. It's a couple of owners outside. We about to eat, fellowship, then we can get that 9 out. I kept looking all that.
Yeah, I was like, let me get in here. Yeah.
How much experience you got driving?
Since July of last year.
Almost a year.
Almost a year, but you've been over the road though.
I've
right?
been over the road. Furthest I've been was Oregon. I team drove.
Yeah, Oregon, that's the end of the country.
Yeah.
You've been all the way
Been
across.
across the country.
Yeah.
I drove across country before too. You definitely done it several times.
And-
Anybody got any questions?
That made me forget I was going to
I'm sorry.
Ask away, bro. I'm telling you, the only question the only dumb question is the one you don't ask. So whatever it is you want to know, ask away.
So, I heard y'all say right now is the time, if you're going to do it, go ahead and jump out there. But my
Definitely, if you're gonna buy a truck, right now is definitely a great time to
You
buy.
hit, okay, so just everything got markets, like real estate got buyers and sellers markets, stocks got bad and bull markets. So you hear people crying about rates right now as far as income, but the purchasing time is now because trucks are going back down. So everything goes in a cycle. So now is the time to be buying all these trucks that people are repoing. If you're gonna get a truck for yourself, or if you plan on having drivers, that's your own prerogative. But truck prices are going down. All them $70,000, $80,000 trucks, you're seeing trucks in that 10, 12, 15, 20 range again.
Okay. And with that being said, I actually started driving automatic. That's how I started out.
Can you drive a manual?
I'm learning now. So I got that restriction took off my license, and the last 2 months I've been practicing with a manual. So with that being said, what do you suggest if I do want to jump out there and grab a truck, manual, automatic? Would it be better?
Manual.
That's on you. Yeah, if you,
Whatever you
yeah, manual is. I have multiple trucks. I got a manual truck, and I got I got two 13 speeds and a 10 speed.
Do you have more maintenance with your automatic? I only had one automatic.
Nope.
You don't have more issues with it
No,
getting
'cause it's
stuck
a-
in dishes and all that?
I haven't been in that type of terrain or that type of situation. Wherever I'm picky about where I go. I like to drive flat. I ain't gonna lie. Especially with the rates are the way that they are now. I'm not going too far up north because it's an uphill climb. If it's heavy, you're gonna burn more fuel. I'd rather go south. The rates are cheaper, but it's flat. You can cover more ground for less amount. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I said I'm analytical about
And
everything.
it's less tolls. That makes sense.
It's less toll. So with the automatic, once I got in there, and I used to call people steering wheel holders, oh, you old steering wheel holder. When I got behind the wheel of that automatic, and I said, all I gotta do is push this button and put on this gas. Oh man, you should have seen me. I had whole concerts in the truck. I have a lot of fun when I'm doing it, but if you are gonna purchase a truck, an automatic is definitely a comfortable drive. You see what I'm saying? As long as your truck running the way it's supposed to run, you're gonna be comfortable. It's easier to find a driver if you want to put them in there, because a lot of people do have that automatic restriction on their license.
That's true with the newer drivers.
But us old school, I got,
on the stick.
yeah, I got old school soul, so I like my trucks to look old. I like that old school box look, and I like the power. I want it under my foot. I do. I'm going down the highway.
Byron, we got a driver in the room. She been being quiet. I trained her last year. She been on the road for a year.
Okay.
She looking for a job. One thing about them automatics, the transmission got a filter in. A lot of people don't know. You gotta change that filter in the automatic.
They more expensive to maintain. That's one thing. The transmission for that aspect costs more than the manual transmission. So it's certain maintenance issues you're gonna have on an automatic that may be a little bit expensive to maintain than the manual. And it's mainly with the transmission and stuff like that. Clutch, you know, it's a little cheaper with the manual.
Do those problems happen often with the automatics?
It's hard for me to say. I don't have any automatics.
Okay.
All my trucks are manual, but this is what I hear. Like when I purchased trucks, I was told to stay away from automatics because of that reason. Now, me personally, I like drivers who can drive a manual, because if you got manual ability, that means you can drive anything. So
Right.
the drivers that are limited, I kind of stay away with them, away from them, just in case I do gotta put them in a manual. You know what I mean? They won't just be limited. You know, so that's my take on it.
Also, all mechanics not qualified to fix on automatics.
Okay.
If something go wrong with it, which is not every day, but it's a kind of new system, so everybody can't fix it.
Right.
So you may find yourself going to a shop, like a franchise shop, like a Peterbilt or a Volvo or a Freightliner, and they gonna charge you shop prices.
Right.
So that's when you talking about the maintenance being higher. But you, from owning one, you don't think it's high? I've owned one. I ain't had it a whole year.
The only reason I'm saying that is because I've had, you know how we said everything got its ups and downs?
Yeah.
This particular truck, once I got it and really got, once I brought it from over in California. As soon as I jumped in it, the light came on. I wasn't even home yet. I wasn't even out of California. No, it ain't D-rate, but the light came on. Once the light start flashing, I'm skeptical.
Right.
I had too far to come with that light on. So I wasn't even 30 minutes away from where I had purchased the truck from.
Take it back.
No, I ain't take it back. I dropped it off at the nearest dealership. I drove it straight to the dealer. And I told the guy, I said, look, I gave you I ain't play no games with you when I purchased the truck.
Right.
I don't play games with people on money. I'm straight up and down. I'm dropping this truck off at the dealership. I'm gonna let them run through it. Everything that's wrong with it, I want it fixed for what I spent for this truck. If you don't want to fix it, I'm coming to get my money back.
Right.
And I'm not playing with you. I paid for it in cash. I'm coming to get it in cash. He was like, oh, no problem. Whatever they say, go ahead and fix it. So I did. And I specialized that when I went into the dealership. Run through this truck with a fine-tooth comb. I want it fixed.
Right.
Because I got to drive across country. This truck going to run back and forth across country. And they did. They ran through the truck. It was probably like another, I don't know, $700, $800 worth of work that needed to be done to the truck. But since they did that work, I have not had any little things go wrong sometimes. You know what I mean? The fluid from the windshield wiper, sometimes the sensor go up. Little stuff will happen, but nothing majorly mechanically wrong has ever happened to that truck since I had it. That's a blessing.
That's automatic, right?
Yeah.
That's why I let you hold.
And a side note on that, don't think because you spend a lot of money on the truck, it's not gonna have problems. I bought a truck for $92,000. It took me 3 times to get it home from Indiana. Indianapolis.
That's why
Yeah.
it pays to have the extra 10,000 or whatever credit cards on the side. So when stuff does come about, you will be good. You got that extra cushion to fall on. You might get sick, but you'll have the money on the side.
And don't let your pride get in the way, because it's times where you may have to retract. I've done it before.
I'm downsizing right now.
I set my authority down before and went and
Just not
did a
right
lease
now.
purchase with a company until the truck got together and bounced back. So that's why I kept trying to get Bill to talk about the depression. sometimes you go through stuff and people be thinking it's the end of the world. It ain't over till it's over. You just gotta keep pushing. A lot of times when you in a fight, when God see you ain't gonna give up, you know, miraculous things happen. So that's why you gotta stick in there. And seeing is believing, even though faith is believing in something you don't see. But it's important for y'all to see individuals having different situations and being transparent about it. So when you go through it, you're not thinking the world picking on you. So if y'all ain't got no more questions for me, we're gonna have a break, eat, and then 4 o'clock,
I have one more question.
the broker's gonna come in.
How long do y'all stay like power only? Or like?
I don't recommend nobody do power only. If you don't got the money for the trailer,
That's
yeah,
what you
on the
working
operator.
towards. Yeah. If you don't have a trailer, I do not recommend you start your own authority until you have a trailer.
I was doing power only though.
That's what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
It's like-
I was doing power only with Amazon. Well, when the rates were good, and then I turned around and I found some brokers that was power only, and that only lasted for like a couple of months, and then I grabbed the trailer.
It's more of a struggle power only.
Yeah.
And you
You
can
gotta take
find
what you can get.
and you can find yourself making owner operator money, but paying authority insurance. Whereas if you can tuck it out another 60, 90 days as an owner operator, you can have your down payment for your insurance and purchase or rent a trailer and go for a thrive as opposed to struggling in the beginning. Because that power only, you only looking at a dozen. It's almost a secret society. What I mean is, those brokers deal with people on the operator round, where they keep calling them back, as opposed to you looking on the load board and saying 2,000-3,000 loads. Power only, you may only see a dozen loads to pick from. Well, you did power only?
No, I didn't. As soon as I got my truck, as soon as I brought my truck, as soon as I got it home, I was already looking for a trailer. But when I first started, I was working with a dump trailer. So I was hauling scrap metal at first.
Did you find, from starting with the power only, do you find it easier to find loads now that you got a trailer?
Yeah, it's better with a trailer. Even though the rates is messed up, it's still better with a trailer. Power only, they'll have you show up and it ain't nothing to pick up.
And you're not limited. I started with I had a trailer for a little bit. And,
You didn't?
But I was only doing Amazon. That's all I really wanted to do.
Right.
Because I didn't even use my trailer. I brought a trailer and had it for like a year before I used it. But Amazon was good. And then seasonally, like a lot of us do power only. We do UPS, stuff like that. So, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, no holiday times.
yeah, peak season.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but you definitely will be limited without a trailer. You know what I mean? So you want to make that a part of your program. But honestly, even if you don't buy a trailer, it's situations out here where you can rent a trailer for $200 a week, $250 a week. And it used to be $125 a week. It just went up right after the pandemic. It was cheaper. So, but you're gonna need a trailer for sure. You know, it's part of it. You know.
It makes life easier than you scrounging around for loads. Or you doing what they call loadouts, where it's an empty trailer and they let you hold it for 10 days, but you gotta deliver it somewhere. And then when you deliver it after using it, then you gotta hope there's another one somewhere. And then you getting blown away with the winds is what happens, because you don't know where you're going and you can't really dictate it.
So when you buy a truck and you don't get your authority and you just own an operator, all you need is bobtail insurance?
Yeah. Bobtail insurance is only like $100-something a month.
Depending on their
Depending on
driving
the
rate.
Yeah. Or some companies you might only be paying like $40.
I pay like $600 a year for my truck.
Right.
For one of my trucks. I got one of them.
That's $50 a year. I mean a month.
It's like $629 or something like that for the whole year. I just pay it for the whole year.
Yeah, that's like $50 a month. That's cool when you have to do that when you're on the operator though. Somebody had a question in the back.
I was like, you talking about trailers? Which one's the best?
Flatbed.
No, that's preference though. I say drive by.
Well,
See, that was your preference. You like the flatbed.
Well,
Well,
if you're doing money to money,
No, I don't like it.
If-
I like the drive in because I don't want to have to strap it down. But once
But
I learned it,
money-wise-
I wasn't opposed to it.
but what you think make more money? I know
flatbed definitely makes more
I know
money.
what make more money.
Definitely.
I be hauling make more money.
Oh yeah, hauling heavy equipment, you gonna
Yeah,
get paid.
but that's I mean
that's a different. That's
that's
a different
not
mindset.
every day work. I do oversized and heavy loads, and those are periodical. I haven't gotten in a situation where I'm doing oversized loads every single day. If it was, I would be doing it.
And if you got a low boy, the low boy trailer, I'm talking about like.
I haven't seen it on the daily, consistent basis. But if I was choosing between the most common three, dry van, flatbed, and reefer, I'm going flatbed because it consistently pays more and it has less competition. Most people don't want to strap loads and do tops, or some people can't load.
It's a preference for us.
Preference. That's why I said that.
But
But it
it
does
pays
make
Give
more
us
money.
some options. Whoever asked the question, just to give us some options.
Yes, it does. It flatbed pays more, but the preference
It's more work. You
it's
know
a
what I
little
mean?
bit more work. Rain, sleet, hail, or snow, you got to. If it need to be topped, you got to get out there in that rain. You got to do what you got to do. But you know, the going with trucking, the saying with trucking is pay high way.
I'll say this, and then we gotta take a lunch break. And don't go and buy a dry van and then call complaining about rates. You can buy one, but the solution to the problem of not making enough money is in the trailer. So if the answer to a higher rate is flatbed, and you go and buy a dry van, you're going against what the answer is. You may not like doing it. I almost flew off a trailer the other day. It was so windy up in the Midwest. And I topped that motherfucker, $2,800. I did it in one night. I got that the next morning. So,
I got a question for y'all. Can we contact y'all for more information in the future? Y'all phone number y'all on?
so the whole purpose of this is so everybody can contact everybody. So anybody that you see, the benefit in functions like this is the people you meet. Like when I was talking earlier, I'm not against people selling information. I'm pro people understanding the game that they hustling information. It's nothing you're gonna get in the seminar you're not gonna get in the book. Matter of fact, you're gonna get less in the seminar because it's time restricted. But the people that you meet when you go and pay this $3,000, this $6,000, this $40,000, depending on who you're going to see, is the people that you meet because it's an isolated group of people. Everybody there, one, can afford to be there, which puts you in an elite group of people. Two, everybody that in a similar mind frame, either you trying to get somewhere, you headed there, or you already there, and you just trying to sharpen the sword. So it puts you around an isolated group of people that you can benefit from, as opposed to you going to a bar or party or something, or some type of function where it's a loose group of people where everybody not on a single focus, whether it's real estate, trucking, or whatever. You see what I'm saying? Like if you hold a conference, which I put you in with the people here, all the people that's coming to see you is coming to learn how to open their own business and get incorporated. It's not going to be this person like to swim, this person like to drink, this person like to dance, this person bungee jump. It's an isolated group of people, and you become your surroundings. So you want to try to flock with eagles, you know. But yeah, I mean,
But yeah, the answer is yes. We're an open book. Me and this gentleman right here, man, we done been in the truck for hours before we even got to become, because we friends now. But even before then, we would just spend hours upon hours on a time in his set. He be in his truck, I be in mine, and we just talking daily about what's what, how we need to do what. And I mean, man, this man, I use the term rags to riches because we came in the game together and we started growing at the same, around the same time, sharing the same information with one another. But it's a big networking. Everything is networking. It's no resource that I have that he don't know about. Period. And that's anybody that I meet or whatever. I'm an open book. I'm not gonna harbor anything. If I got her too, anybody that needs any mechanic, whatever, I'ma refer anybody that I use for my equipment to them. It's because the more the merrier, the more information, the more people you have, the more resources are available.
Right, and that's what we're trying to do because we two separate. And but our thing is that most people here know each other and never even met each other, or haven't seen each other in person. Y'all met in person before? Y'all met in person?
Maybe. Yeah, we friends.
We go way.
We go
before Trucking.
Yeah.
I know everybody, Sean.
Yeah, we got.
I started knowing that.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we gonna have lunch. This piece out there, they ran out of big plates, so some small plates out there with the big plates. I asked y'all fellas, y'all let the ladies get the big plates. It's sold out there. We're gonna be back at 4 o'clock. The broker gonna talk. Then he up next for his debut, and we're gonna push with your business, what you doing, so you can build it and grow it, so we can all assess each other.